Today we'll be discussing three very interesting and important topics. The Sri Ramakrishna, in the way that he is to give the answer, by that way he'll be giving the answer. But these are very, very important for our development of the spirituality. But as usual, let us chant this mantra and we will start discussing about this. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi viriditam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatam bhubi grinyanti e bhurida janaha. Only through these words, the words of gods, words of the realized soul, only through those words one can get the life of eternity. Amrita. Tava katha amrita. So your words is nothing but the nectar, you get the life of eternity. This eternity, what does this eternity means? Of course not the body. Then what? So today I was just discussing with someone that the people after some age, they get a little frustrated, sometimes suffering. But if you go and look at the holy people, if they are realized souls, very elderly people, maybe 90 years old, but in great joy. Why? Because they kept their goal in a very high level. And that's why the process is continuously going on and trying to reach over there. So we will discuss that, what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling. The process should be continuous and reaching to that highest goal. After that, there is nothing remain to achieve. That complete satisfaction, total satisfaction will come, and that is called Amrit, that is called the nectar, and that is called the eternity, and that is called Mukti. So this way we can understand. Now here we find Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is having a conversation with an actor who came to perform in Dakshineshwar. Dakshineshwar, you know that in the olden days, the temples of the Hindus, those were the places where people used to come and perform and different type of show, different type of things. It's not only the ritualistic worship and all, many other things used to happen. And that's why in the Hindu temple you will always find a sanctum sanctorium, Garbha Mandira, and then Nat Mandira. There, in that Nat Mandira, all different type of things used to happen. These people came, they staged a drama, many people came also, and all those things. Then there will be discussions, debates on some topics, all those things they used to have that. And this person, the actor, main actor, he came. It was the description noted in the page number 429 of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Here we find the Sri Ramakrishna is talking and he said, do your different duties in the world, fixing your mind on God. Do your different duties in the world. Then second, fixing your mind on God. Mam anusmara yuddhacha. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is asking Arjuna, go on remembering me and then you fight, yuddhacha. The activity like killing people in the war, but don't forget me. Go on repeating the name of the God or remembering me. So that is the way. Why? the question is, there are two things. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, but practice is necessary and one should also be alert. Do your different duties in the world, fixing your mind on God. Then he said, but practice is necessary and one should also be alert. So this is spiritual training. And otherwise we won't be able to do. We see so many things and we forget that we are supposed to remember God. Suddenly we become, oh, now I have to remember God. Again I bring the mind back and I start repeating the name of God. And looking at people, different things are happening, announcement is going on. So many things in the airports and other places. But you are repeating and so again you are forgetting. Again you are becoming alert. So the alertness should be there. How it will come? Alertness, the effort, and that's why Sri Ramakrishna said, practice is necessary. Without the practice, you won't be able to do every day, every moment you have to try. Failure is obvious every moment, and slowly, you will start walking. When the child starts walking, so many times it will fall. But then again getting up and walking, getting up and walking. And the mothers, they will inspire the children. Come up, get up, you can walk, come, like that. And they will go on learning. Practice makes a man perfect. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. That abhyasa, repeating the name of God, is an abhyasa. But the question is why? Why we should take the name of God? We can take some other things also. Suppose I am meditating on something of the achievement. I have a project over here and I have to complete that. I am thinking in that way. If you can complete the project, then you get some money or your other things, name, fame, other, and all that comes under jada. And two things we should remember, one is jada, another is chetan. Chetan is conscious and the jada is exactly opposite. The jada is this Prithvi. Inert, nothing is there. And if you concentrate on that inertness, ultimately what will happen to your mind? Inert. So that is why the company is necessary, holy company is necessary. If you are, now some people they are foolish, they are girls. The duty is in the jail and in the prison. They are all the time mixing with those people who are, their minds are just like the brutes. Some have killed 5, some are like this, they have the way they talk, well they move, well the way they thought, everything is completely different, not even the normal human life. If you are not a prisoner, you didn't do anything, but your duty is all the time with them in the company, slowly it will change. It's very difficult to keep one. Sometimes some people who are having, the duties, the job is to go and find out the informations, the news, and they will come back and report to the office. And that becomes a habit, their nature, everywhere, wherever they go. They will do like that. So if you are in the company of the holy people, you will become holy. That's why Sri Ramakrishna, in one of his disciples, he used to practice concentration to bring down the departed souls. That was the practices. So they used to bring down the souls and they used to talk to them. And these things, they used to do that. Sri Ramakrishna told him, if you are thinking about ghost you will become. And if the same mind you are giving to God, God you will become. So this we must understand, the jada and the chetana. And that's why the prayer, long back in the Vedic times, the prayer was asatoma Sadgamaya. Asat means it's temporary. And this weekend we are going to discuss about the Vedanta. Again and again this topic will come. Asat and Sat, these are the two things only. Jada and Chetan, only two things. Inert and consciousness, only two things. And we are the particularly human being bound in this. The moment we can understand that we are conscious being, then our goal is very far and we can continue and continue and continue joyful way. So this asato ma satgamaya, from the temporary things take me to the permanent one. And tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, same thing in a different words to impress our mind. Tamasa, ignorance, darkness. Tamas, literally dark. And each and every one wants to go to the light. Suppose you are traveling, everywhere is dark, somewhere you can see a light. All attention will go to that light and we like to go and reach over there. Some are there, they don't like the lights, like the animals. They try to avoid the lights because darkness is good for them, they can hunt. So, but the human, they like to go to the light. And what is that light? Is a symbolic. Light is nothing but knowledge. Particularly among the Hindus, in every religion it is there, but the Hindus are very specifically, in the whole thing, anything that is we are happening, immediately we will light a lamp. Even in America, you are not allowed to burn a lamp because it's all closed. And they will go and purchase a type of electric lamp and they will light it. In our 150th, that Swami Vivekananda's birth anniversary, our devotees purchased 150 lamps that was decorated, and our Swamiji came and pressed that button, immediately all the... Why? Without the lamp we cannot do anything. Always we think, oh, something is missing. We should burn a lamp. Symbol of knowledge. We have forgotten that, but we are practicing. So we have to constantly be alert. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. We must go to the jyoti, that knowledge. And who can give the knowledge? Who has acquired that? And what is that knowledge? Conception of one. That is the knowledge. Conception of one is the knowledge. Hundreds of books are there. Yoga Vasishta Shara. Then these, then that, so many. So many. We are going on selling so many books, but what actually they are speaking? Only one thing. Only one thing. That is, from ignorance comes to knowledge. So what is the ignorance? Understanding things as many. And what is knowledge? One. From one everything has come. And then we try to understand how from one so many has come. There is an Ashokanandaji's lecture in that book. The many become one or one become many, something, the title is there. So this way, then Mritturma Mritam Gamaya, the last, the three line verse is very, very popular among the Hindus. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, and Mritturma. What is Mrittu? Mrittu means temporary. And Amrit is permanent, eternal. And this Amrit, eternity that we are thinking, and what that can be. Now sometimes the Vedantin will give the example, like a drop of water coming down from the sky. And Swami Vivekananda is also explaining in a nice way. And it is shouting, oh, I am going to lose my individuality. And then it falls in the ocean. That drop of water, tiny little drop of water, it becomes ocean itself. So that is called from Mrit to Amrit. We go back to the source. Now, as because we are not, this moment we are not very much aware about the source. And we always think, what is that? Now, present, this condition is all right. Shall we go over there? What will happen? When I was asked by our headquarters, Belur Math, to go to Andaman, and you know the Andaman, particularly in India, and there's a Kala Pani that you have to cross the ocean, and there is no chance to coming back. Britishers, they went on there. It's a beautiful island. But still, the people, when I was going, I was thinking, where I am going? I was knowing so many people who were here, so many monks, so many brothers, and the ashramas. And I am going where? I do not know. And as it happens, I was sailing. So it's a 4-day sailing from Calcutta. And the moment we reached to the ocean, where the river and the ocean is meeting, but Calcutta port is a river port, oh my God! And it was tossing like anything, huge ship, but just like in a small boat it was tossing. All people were vomiting, and I saw the bodies, they're rolling. People, they can't hold, they're rolling here and there. So many things happened, and I was thinking, where am I going? And after reaching over there, what will happen? After that 4 days, when I reached over there, I found some of the boys and the people, they're all holding the saffron color flag, and when I came out, they shouted, Swamiji, Swamiji. Everywhere, that same God is there. So I remembered a few lines of Rabindranath. Purono abas chhede jai jabe, mone bhebe mori ki jane ki habe. In Bengali, the Rabindranath is writing, when we give up the old thing and we constantly go on thinking what is going to happen to us, anxiety. Notuner maje tumi puratan, she kotha je bhule jai. But oh God, you are everywhere. That I forgot. Wherever I go, same God in different forms, different names, He is there. That if we can remember, the mritturma amritam gamaya. When we are leaving all this, we are going to the eternity. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling again that practice is necessary. Again and again we have to remember, whenever you are moving. So now I stay over there in a room, and I have made the office over here, I meet people over here, who work over here. This is very good. In between I am constantly crossing this room. So whenever I am going, I am looking at Thakur, I am going to my room. I am coming back, I am going to my office. So constantly I can communicate with Thakur, and whoever comes, you go to Thakur and all this. Then we discuss about why different pictures, why different symbols. The constant practices goes on, and we're reading books and listening music. And this way we have to. And then sometime we think that if this world is temporary, one gentleman, I went to Canada, and then one gentleman was asking, if this world is temporary, then why should he work? I told, try not to work and see what happens. Only a day, not even a day, few hours. Then you will jump up and go to some mall. At least if you don't purchase, you will go on the window shopping. You have to keep yourself busy. You cannot sit like that. So in the Bhagavad Gita, understanding the psychology of the human being, Gita is telling, Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. The Prakriti, your nature will provoke you, force you to go and do some work. You cannot stop. You must have to do that. Prakriti kriyamanani, your nature will provoke you to go and do. So when we will do the work, why not do it in a way by which we can realize the eternity, by which we can realize the Atman, and the God. And here the Sri Ramakrishna is telling again, the gentleman is asking, Sir, what is the proof that the soul is separate from the body? He is asking that. See, the person who is asking to Sri Ramakrishna, we also receive this set of question again and again. And this question also crosses our mind many times. Where is the proof? We are coming to and then worshipping and then... But where is the proof? We never saw anything. So that proof. Now, why we ask for proof? Because the human being is having only 5 sense organs by which they can conceive. Otherwise they cannot. The only these 5 sense organs. Sometimes some people who are blind, their one organ is absent, but other organs through that they try to. When you are introducing someone, hey, this is Mr. So-and-so, if the blind man will come and touch your face and touch your body, so that they try to, through touch, they like to get an idea how you are. And then the sound, then the smell. But the 5 organs, a normal person using the 5 organs, suppose beyond that what will happen? So that is called science. Proof, God can be seen. Now look at this. This gentleman is asking, what is the proof that there is a soul, there is Atman, the God? And Sri Ramakrishna is telling, proof. Now what sentence he is using, that word he is using, God can be seen. Who is he? Aptya. In Sanskrit it's called Aptya. A-P-T-A. Aptya. Aptya means realized one. And so, without any hesitation, he said, God can be seen. And when we say that, we, after reading Sri Ramakrishna's book and other books, we say, there is Atman. And if somebody convincingly stand before us and say, no, there is no Atman, will you say like that? Maybe. Achha, let me try again. So we are not convinced. Now, when one who knows what is what, if they say, they will say, no, I know that. So this is the thing. That's why realization is so essential. Without the realization, you have not started your journey. So Swamiji is telling, religion is realization. So many people will be talking about the God in so many different ways. And they think that we should do this, we should do that. But when you ask, how you say like that? No, this is, I have read this. And after reading, this is your idea. It may be different. So that's why the philosophers are all different. But after their realization, they become one. The convincing way Sri Ramakrishna is telling called Apta Vakya. So we will come to that point also. The proof is necessary, naturally. Without that, how can you proceed? But the problem is, the thing that we are going to prove cannot be seen or touch or smell. And nothing. You cannot taste God, can you? God. No, you cannot taste God, you cannot touch God, you cannot see God, you cannot smell God, you cannot hear from God, and then you have to be convinced that there is God. How it is possible? So majority of the people, they say, we don't believe in God. That is very comfortable. We just say that there is no God. And they see only the physical world, they believe in that. Sri Ramakrishna is telling. And some people, they will use the science, and science is this, science is that, science and religion. There are so many lectures and books are there. Sri Ramakrishna simply brushing it aside. Science and religion cannot be. Why? Because something which you are going to feel, that you cannot prove through these 5 sense organs. That's why he is telling, prove. Immediately he said, God can be seen, because he is convinced. By practicing spiritual discipline, one sees God. So clear. By practicing spiritual discipline, one sees God. If you, one of our Swamiji, he was a very bright student of Calcutta University. He's Meghnad Shaha, this is a very famous person, the personality in scientific world. He was his classmate. Once he came to meet and say, "Hey, why? You have left, you are a bright student of the university, you have left and now you are here, shaven hair and doing this and that. Why unnecessarily? Tell me about God. Can you tell me, can you convince me about God?" Then he said, over there, one person is plowing the land. Can you go and teach him your mathematics, your science? No, that is not possible because he is not having the base knowledge. So he has to go and have developed that, then only we can go and talk to him the same way. You go and practice this thing, then I will teach you what is God. So yama and niyama. Yama means the internal purity and external purity. These, the niyamas and yamas, these are the two words, only two-letter word, yama. Y-A-M-A and N-I-Y-A-M-A, niyama. These are the two words. Unless and until you are having those two, it's of no use listening to all this. Some intellectual satisfaction because the speaker is very convincing and then you will be putting all the arguments and you get, yes. After 5 minutes, everything done. Again you have to go and listen. Again you have to... Why we cannot retain it? Because we are not trained. Because we have not given our mind into that. That's why Ramakrishna is telling the rishis directly realize the self. One cannot know the truth about God through science. Here he used the word science. What is that science? That is constantly trying to understand things through the external way. How can you prove it? In the laboratory, if you prove, this is the... No, you cannot. Now the DNA test they are doing of the rishis, what is specialty in them, you cannot. That you cannot prove in that way. Then some people are also thinking that, and the cloning system is slowly developing, it may be that sometimes they will clone Vivekananda and hundreds Vivekananda. Think of the problem. Every corner Vivekananda standing like this and giving the lecture, what will happen? Think of the problem that if the Jesus is everywhere and asking, "Hey, burn the boat at your back and follow me." These people, why? So then cloning will create a lot of problem then. But no, it is not possible. Never, ever possible. So we can reach to a great extent, but ultimate reaching to God and realize God and then transforming yourself into that Godhood is only spiritual practices. That is, what is this? Science gives up information only about things perceived by the senses. Look at Ramakrishna. He never attended any school. But idea is so clear. Science gives us information only about things perceived by the senses. That means the realization of the Atman, realization of God is not an information. And that's why they use realization. Suppose someone is from some particular place, and then if you talk about him about that place, he said, no, sir, you are making the mistake. I am from that particular place. I know what is what. So the conviction comes after being over there, after realizing that, then only you can understand, yeah, I know that. Maybe a little bit of development has come. Previously it was small houses, now it is big houses. That may be there. But I know those places. So naturally you cannot convince others in that way. So this, you have to go over there. For this reason, a man cannot comprehend spiritual things with his ordinary intelligence. Ordinary intelligence means maybe they are very, very highly intelligent. they can remember so many things, they can understand so many things, but the religious things are completely different. Again and again, the rishis, they are all telling completely different. Jesus never attended any school. But when he spoke, thousands of people listened. And when he came, after that, millions, they followed him. Do you think it's just accident? Some people came and then they propagated about Jesus, and then for the last 2000 years, millions of people are following him because of that. Same thing about the Buddha, same thing about the Hindu, the religious teachers. It is not possible. There must be something very special that is attracting people, and then few of them are truly reaching to the same goal, and then coming back and again inspiring others. I have received that, you can also please go. Otherwise not. So this, it says, this is to understand them, he must live in the company of holy persons. With the holy person, realize souls. Holy person doesn't mean only taking the Ganges water and taking some name of God and walking slowly, talking sweetly. It is not the holy person. It is a good person. But holy person is completely different. They are convinced about God. You cannot just say, oh no, you will never ever understand anything else. Holy person means convinced. That is called holy person. And if you go to him, talk to him, live in that company, whatever he does, that will inspire you to be good. So that is called the holy person. One cannot explain the vision of God to others. The vision of God cannot be explained to others. That is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Now here we find in the Vedanta, they have done a lot of research how to realize God. Now the pramana, there is a very unique way, there is a big science and a big subject to talk, only pramana. Pramana means proof. Pratyaksha, direct pramana. And then anumana, inference. And then third comes shabda. There are other threes also, but majority, the main Vedantic schools, they accept only these three. Pratyaksha, anumana and shabda. And Swami Vivekananda stressed on two, pratyaksha and shabda. Shabda means the words of the scriptures. And those who have realized their words, that's called shabda. So many books are there, so many people are writing. That won't help you, it's a wastage of time. And so many people will be reading so many things, and after that they're thoroughly confused. No, that's a totally wastage of time. If by the grace of God that type of mentality has developed, the desire has come to understand God, it is better to read only those books, those words. But the realized people, that's why they used to say, read only Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna first, then the mother's words, then slowly Vivekananda, Brahmananda, Turiyananda, those who are interested in Vedanta. If you read the letters of Swami Turiyananda, full of Vedanta. But Vedanta means you should have some basic idea. Otherwise you won't be able to understand. So that's why if you read the letters of Swami Turiyananda, fully Vedanta. But he is writing to the ordinary people, so naturally he is giving toned down so much. So it's wonderful. And practical way to practice daily the spirituality, the words of Swami Brahmananda. The discussions that Swami Brahmananda, the direct disciple of Swami Sri Ramakrishna. So these are the words, that's called the shabda. And then come pratyaksha. In between come anumana, inference. So what is that inference? Whoever has practiced spirituality has developed a wonderful life. All of them are satisfied. And all of them are free from desires. All of them. So that proves something special must be there. So that is called Anumana. Is there God? Now what is that God? Complete satisfaction. So naturally, as because there is no other desire, dissatisfaction comes from where? The desire. When there is no desire at all, there is no problem. Suppose you are traveling and you don't have any other engagements, you have a lot of time. So naturally, if they say, they announce 1 hour late, the flight is 1 hour late, and there are so many shops are there, then other things are also there. Oh, 1 hour late, good, let us go and check what is there. So you go and then you check and 1 hour is good. And those who are having the something, you have to reach over there to catch another flight, connecting flight, or to do this and that, they will be, oh, why this late and what will happen to us, like this they will do. So if you are free from all those desires, the same problem, it is a joy for you. And those who are having the desire, the problem will be suffering. So this is the thing in the world you see. So Anumana means some people, the religious people, must be satisfied people. If there is no satisfaction, they are not religious people. They will be criticizing others, they will be talking ill about others, and you visited that man? Yes, don't go. Why? So let them go. Only Thakur Sri Ramakrishna is telling, as because you are new, try to hold one and then develop. Then afterwards you are free. And he gives the example. When a small tree is sprouting, it needs the strong fencing. Otherwise, the animals will come and they will eat it up. But when that tree grows up, it becomes a strong banyan tree. Two, 3 elephants, even if you are tying down, nothing happens. The spiritual life is also like that. Before or in the beginning itself, if you go to different places and living here and there, oh, his idea is good, this nirvana, then some people say no death, some people say be dead, and so like that, different type of things you are, then ultimately after 5-6 years you are thoroughly confused. You say, no, it was better as I was. The desire came to realize the truth, but it is unfortunate that God has not given you that guidance. So the Anumana, you have to understand very clearly what is religious life. Ananda. If the Ananda is not there, that means I should not go over there. And suppose you go to a university, what is the purpose of that? To getting in that university? Knowledge. And then you look at that, there is no classes, no timing, and then professors are not proper, and so many difficulties. Why should you go over there? When you go to anything, even to the restaurant, we go and check over here, who are the cooks, what are the best, how many stars they are having, then only we go. And sometimes we make the mistake, of course, but still most of the time. So Anumana is the main thing for us. So who will help us to get the Anumana? Shabda. And Shabda means the scriptures when you are reading, it is giving us that. And then what will happen? Day will come, we will have our own realization. And then they will say, I myself will say, yes. In the Upanishad, correctly the Rishi said, Chiddante hridaya granthi viddante sarva samsaya. All the doubts are cut asunder and there is no bondage at all. I have realized that. So this is the way we go. When he was asking, then Sri Ramakrishna, then next question was, how does one realize the Atman? He is asking that man, though he's an actor, but in those days people used to study the scripture. And all the drama, etc., was only on the different this type of subjects. So he is asking, how does one realize the Atman? And look at this. And this Friday, Saturday, I am going to talk on that. Then I got this, the Thakur's words. He said, you asked me about the self-realization. I am skipping some of the other things. Here, another thing I just like to mention, the one of his disciple, Rakhal Maharaj, afterwards Swami Brahmananda, he came, Sri Ramakrishna was asking, why you have not taken food? Go and take the food. Then Rakhal Maharaj sat for. Then Sri Ramakrishna turned to these people, why you people are also hungry? Why don't you go and take the food from the temple? And what they say? They say, all of us don't have the same opinion about the food. So our food is cooked separately. It is a temple only. And they cook for God and offer to Ma Kali. And then they are not ready to eat it. They are not ready to take it. Even there also discrimination is my God, his God, this God, that God. Is cooked for God only, and they offered it. It's a holy, whatever may be the God, but the thing is given to him. That also is not, that idea is not there. He is asking about the Atman, about the God realization. The basic thing is not clear. They are thinking. Majority of the people will be talking about food only. Religion means first food. And what is the food? And they will go on quoting from others. Ahara Siddhi Satya Siddha. What is the ahara? Only eating to the mouth? No. When you are collecting information through all the five senses, aharana, collecting the information through different sense organs is also ahara. And when it becomes Suddha, Suddha means unselfish, then only we become pure, not through taking things through the tongue. If you feel it's okay. Sri Ramakrishna, in everything, he always gives the answer and guides them. Here, it's simply ignored. These people, when the gentleman told, why didn't all of you take your meal? Sri Ramakrishna said, he said, all of us don't have the same opinion. All of us don't have the same opinion about food. Food means this temple food. Sri Ramakrishna himself got some special food from Kali temple. And there was in the Dakshinesha, different type of people used to come, sannyasins, to practice spirituality. With great love and affection, Sri Ramakrishna sent those food to him. And told the person, he told, go and tell, I have given, and this is special food, let him take it. But that man, you know what he did? He threw it away. The Kali temple food, I don't touch. He was there, living over there, and he threw those things. Sri Ramakrishna became very angry. And he said, why? He could give it to somebody else. Why wasted the food? And that too, that's pure and sacred food offered to Ma Kali. He insulted Kali in that way. I feel that somebody should give him a good beating. The moment he said, look at it, he never said like that. And it became proof. That man started fighting with some of the local people. They were all gardeners. And he went and started fighting with them. And all the gardeners ultimately started beating him. And the temple authority had to ask him to go away from there. So whatever he said, one should be very, very careful. Just by that, respectfully, if you say, sir, I cannot take this food because still my mind is not open, so I like to give it back. It's okay, no problem. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna, when he heard, here I find he is not giving the answer to that, not pursuing them to go and take the food. He is simply ignoring that. Why? In the Bhagavad Gita again said, Na buddhi vedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. Now sometimes some people, they will come and tell this is the religion, that is the religion. We don't argue. It's okay, that's for you, no problem. Go ahead. But remember that religion means everything good. So whatever you do, you see the transformation should be good. You are becoming a good person. That much, nothing else. So whatever practices you are doing, I have nothing to say. But you should look at the result of it. So that, but then he is going to directly to the answering this question. You asked me about self-realization. Longing is the means of realizing Atman. And we always talk about the realization of the Brahman, Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana. What is the basis of that? The one person is coming from far away and going on writing to us. Can you please help me? How can I go? And then he used to, why? Because the lecture that person wants to listen, and that Sarvapriyananda Jisan, but it is all full. No, I'll go and somehow, if necessary, we'll purchase a tent and we will take camp somewhere, like this. So eager. Good. But for what? Is it really that you go and hear some lecture to benefit you? Of course, benefit us. As maximum people come, 125 into that much, this is good for our ashram. But what about those people? You will see, after some time, in the Friday, usually people don't come. Saturday, after half day, slowly is becoming less and less. But they will go back and say, we attended that. What's the benefit? So I really feel the benefit should be there. Once you are going, you must understand. But before that, the basic thing is, a man must strive to attain God with all his body, with all his mind, and with all his speech. Those who have read the Bhagavad Gita, particularly 17th chapter, 14, 15, 16 sloka, you must remember that Sri Krishna is also telling that way. Kaik, Bachik, Manasik, Tapasya. The Kaik, Bachik and Manasik Tapasya. I'll just remind you, Sri Ramakrishna mentioned that longing is the means. And I must have to realize that Atman, that is the first thing. And the longing will never come if you don't have the clear conception. Will never come that longing. So that is these two basic things. Then comes the practices. What is that practice? In the 14th sloka of the Bhagavad Gita, Deva, Dvija, Guru, Pragya, Pujanam, Shaucham, Arjabam, Brahmacharya, Ahimsacha, Shariram Tapo Uchyate. This is the 14th verse, 17th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, very clearly mentioned, worship of the Devas. You have to worship the gods. Why? Because they are the repository or the manifestation of all best ideas. That's called God. God doesn't mean just that different type of gods they are there, then they will be doing these, they will be harming others. That's not God. God is the manifestation of all divine qualities. So when I am worshipping that, I am also developing those divine qualities. So worship of the Devas. Then the twice born and the Gurus. Twice born means Brahmana. Why twice born? I was ignorant. Now I have become in the life of knowledge. So that's called twice born. The Brahmana in our Hindu caste, there is a different caste is there called Brahmana. they always take the Yajna and they say twice more. That is a different. But here Krishna mentioned those who have crossed that ignorance and come to the life of light or knowledge, that is called. So you must be very, very thankful to them, humble to them. Then the gurus who are helping you to go towards God. Wise people, they are not gurus, but they are wise, they are realized people. They are giving you so many ideas through their realization. Then purity. What is the purity? According to Swami Vivekananda, unselfishness. ये मुट्ठी खुलना बहुत कठिन है, हिंदी में कहते हैं. ये मुट्ठी जो है ना, that is called selfishness. When we are born, we come like this. Then every day all our teachers will go on telling thoda aise karo. Then ultimately we become like the Lord Buddha. Look at your back, the statue, he is sitting like this. All yours, everything you take, because I don't want. And that is called purity. Then straightforwardness. When we are thinking about things, you should be straightforward. Continence, that attention should be to that realization, non-injury. And these are the austerity of the body. The physical austerity. This physical austerity, how many of us can practice the physical austerity? We are going to realize God, we are going to realize Atman, we are going to listen about the Brahman. Is there any that preparation is there? And we teach some of our senior Swamis, they are teaching this to our brahmacharis who already practice 3 years, 4 years practices. They come, then they are learning. And the information only is given to the householders because they're all busy people, engaged in different things. So information is given, there is something good. And just keep in mind, when the time comes, you can start practicing. Not before. That's why one must be. Then, anudvega karam bhakyam, satyam, priyam, hitam cha yat, swadhyaya, abhyasanam chaiva bangmaya tapo urchate. And that is the austerity of the speech. Anudvega karam vakyam. The words that I am telling to others should not confused or make the anxiety, develop the anxiety in them. One should not say like that. Anudvega karam vakyam. And then satyam, it must be the truth. And priyam, that must be helpful, so that people, they will be understanding, oh yeah, it is possible for me. So this is called Bhagmaya Tapa. Who practice it? Ma Sharada Muni Devi. If you like to see how in a person all these 3 wonderful tapasya did, Ma Sharada Muni Devi. The one is Shariram, all the qualities. Second, the Bang. And third, Manasa, what is it? Mental austerity. The moment we talk about the austerity, we always think that we should not eat food in the night or one time in a day, that we should take the food and then we walk in the barefoot or this and that. That is nothing. The people don't read the scriptures, so they do not get what type of things we should do. Development of the wonderful qualities, fighting with those lower qualities, dragging our mind constantly is called austerity. Tapasya doesn't mean that you have to go all the time to Himalaya and eat only the milk and the fruits. This is the Manaprasada, containment. Saumyaktam, Monam, Atmabhinigraha, Bhava Samsuddhiritetat, Tapo Manasa Uchyate. That is in the 16th verse, it says, the serenity of the mind, constant, all things are happening. But by the grace of God, you should get that. So we started talking about the Amrit. The conception of Amrit means eternal joy, eternal peace, eternal survival, like that. How it is possible? We don't suffer in body, we suffer in mind only. When you are dead, when in that body the mind is absent, the dead body, if you are burning, nothing happens to the dead body. It will never shout, hey, what you are doing? Dead body is dead body. So this way it says serenity of the mind. It all depends on the mind. Whose mind? You need not to bother about my mind or somebody else. Your mind. So one must be very, very careful about one's own mind, serenity of mind, then kindness, then silence and self-control, honesty of motive. Whatever we are doing, motive that why I am doing, honesty should be there. And then it comes, this is called mental austerity. In the next class, we will discuss these qualities a little in details, and then we will go to other discussion of Sri Ramakrishna. So he is giving the answer to that person, the actor, that these are the three qualities one must practice. A man must strive to attain God with all these, all his body, all his mind, with all his speech. These three things, and if possible, you can please go through the pages of the Bhagavad Gita, 17 chapter, 14, 15, 16, these three slokas, and in our next class, we will discuss about it a little. And the more we discuss about these, we need not to memorize all the 700 slokas of the Bhagavad Gita. Only this type of few slokas, very, very beneficial. So these three, austerity, and then divine qualities mentioned in the 16th chapter, first, second, third verses, and the 12th chapter from 13 to, up to 19. So from 13 to 19, this many. To whom God like most. So these are the qualities. Then what are the divine qualities? If those, all the 26 qualities listed over there in the 16th chapter, first, second and third verse, you become divine. And also the austerity, the practice, the method in the 17th chapter, 14, 15, 16, sufficient. And that will give you the whole life a wonderful achievement. Thank you for coming. And let us chant this mantra and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa drita vigraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu